I get it, you scroll through a dozen screens on Amazon that promise a cinema-grade experience, yet when you finally set them up, the picture looks washed out, the screen wiggles, and the whole thing feels like a half-baked gimmick. You've probably bought a projector screen before, only to discover it either blocks too much of your living room or reflects the kitchen light right back at you. That hesitation is real, and it's exactly why I'm breaking down the IN&VI 100-inch motorized ALR screen before you click Add to Cart. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, this screen is built for ultra-short-throw UHD projectors, the kind that sit just a few inches from the wall and throw a massive image. If you've already decided on a UHD model, think the Epson Epic or the LG Ultra Short Throw, you'll know that the usual wall mount approach leaves a huge gap between the projector and the screen, which can make the image look fuzzy at the edges. The IN&VI design solves that by rising from the floor, so the screen meets the projector's sweet spot without any awkward gap. That's a big win for anyone who wants a sleek living room look without a jungle of cables and brackets. Now, let's talk about ambient light rejecting ALR performance, because that's where most screens claim they're special. The 95% figure sounds impressive, but in practice it means the screen surface is engineered to push most of the ambient light away from the viewer's line of sight. If you live in a bright room with windows you can't black out, you'll still notice a slight gray haze during daylight hours, but it's far less intrusive than a regular white screen. For a home theater that's used in the evenings or with dimmed lights, the difference is hardly noticeable. Your picture stays punchy, and the blacks stay deep enough to feel cinematic. The floor-rising mechanism itself is worth a closer look. The motor is quiet, taking about 3 seconds to go from a low, discrete height to fully open. When I pulled the screen up during a movie night, it glided out smoothly, and the locking pins engaged without any wobble. That said, the mechanism does add a couple of pounds to the overall footprint, so you need at least a 12-inch clearance in front of the screen for the motor to fully retract. If your room is cramped or you have furniture that sits right against the wall, you'll need to measure twice before committing. Who should buy this? If you're a gamer who wants a massive 100-inch display without the hassle of mounting a huge screen, or a family that enjoys streaming Netflix in a semi-bright living room, the combination of ALR coating and motorized rise makes the IN&VI a practical solution. The screen's 4K per 8K UHD and active 3D readiness mean that, once paired with a capable UHD projector, you'll get a razor-sharp image that can handle the most demanding content. And because it's motorized, you can hide it away when you're not using it, keeping the room tidy and preserving the screen surface from dust. Who should skip it? If you're a purist who insists on a completely blacked-out viewing environment, say a dedicated home theater with blackout curtains, then a traditional fixed-frame ALR screen might give you a marginally better contrast ratio because it eliminates any potential light leakage from the floor-rise tracks. Also, if your budget is tight, the motorized mechanism pushes the price higher than a basic pull-down screen. For a DIY enthusiast who's comfortable installing a ceiling-mounted frame, a manual screen could save you $150, $200 without sacrificing much image quality in a dark room. As for practical strengths, the real-world testing I did showed a few things you won't see in the marketing copy. First, the screen's surface has a subtle microtexture that diffuses the projector's light evenly across the picture. That reduces hotspots that can appear with UHD lenses, especially when the projector's lamp is set to its brightest mode. Second, the motor's remote control is surprisingly intuitive. Press up or down, and the screen responds without any lag. There's no need for a separate wall-mounted button or a smartphone app. The remote fits right in your hand, and the battery lasts months. On the flip side, there are hidden trade-offs. The screen's frame is made from aluminum, which keeps it lightweight, but it also means the perimeter can dent if you accidentally bump into it when the screen is closed. I knocked the edge a few times while moving a sofa, and the dent was visible but didn't affect the picture. It's something to keep in mind if you have kids or pets that might run into the screen. Another limitation is the maximum viewing angle. While the ALR coating directs most light toward the center, viewers seated far to the side will notice a slight drop in brightness. In a typical 3-person setup center plus 2 on either side it's still fine, but you wouldn't want a 10-person sofa arrangement. Maintenance-wise, the motorized parts are sealed, so